So after everything I've said so far, I think it's finally time to ask the question people avoid. Is Roblox too far gone? And I want to be clear when I ask that. This isn't nostalgia talking. This isn't someone who logged in once 10 years ago and refuses to accept change. This is someone who lived on this platform, watched it grow, watched it shift, and slowly watched it turn into something unrecognizable. Because I remember when Roblox felt smaller, not in player count, but in spirit. I remember logging in after school with no plan at all. No daily quests to finish. No limited time rewards expiring in 3 hours. You clicked a game because the thumbnail looked interesting or because a friend told you, you have to try this. And most of the time, you stayed longer than you expected, not because the game forced you to, but because you wanted to. I remember when joining a server didn't feel like stepping into a store. You'd spawn in, walk around, figure things out at your own pace. The game trusted you to discover it. There weren't pop-ups begging for Robux before you even understood what you were doing. Monetization existed, sure, but it lived in the background. It didn't define the experience. And when you did spend Robux, it felt different. It felt like a choice. Like tipping a creator. Like saying, hey, I enjoy this, keep going. Not like paying a toll just to remove frustration that was intentionally designed into the game. I remember when Roblox games felt personal. You could tell someone cared. The maps weren't perfect. The animations weren't smooth. But there was heart in them. There was experimentation. Games didn't all follow the same formula. You could jump from one experience to another and feel the difference immediately. Now, so many games blur together. Same mechanics, same UI, same progression bars, same tricks to slow you down just enough to make paying feel tempting. And that didn't happen overnight. It happened slowly, update by update, trend by trend, until one day you log in and realize most of your time isn't spent playing anymore. It's spent clicking menus, watching numbers go up, and deciding whether or not something is worth the Robux. I remember when Roblox games lasted. Not because they had endless content, but because they had replay value. You came back because the game itself was enjoyable, not because you were afraid of missing out on a reward. Updates felt meaningful. They expanded the game instead of resetting your progress and selling it back to you again. And when a game died back then, it felt natural. It had its time. Now, games feel like they're built to die fast, to burn bright, extract as much money as possible, and move on. Short lifespans aren't a failure anymore. They're part of the strategy. And that's where the deeper problem shows up. Roblox doesn't need to tell developers to do this. The platform already teaches them. When visibility, success, and survival all depend on how well you monetize, developers adapt. Not because they're greedy, but because they don't want their work to disappear. I remember when creativity felt encouraged. Now it feels risky. Because if you spend months building something unique and it doesn't monetize perfectly, it gets buried. Meanwhile, a rushed clone with aggressive Robux buttons climbs the charts. Over time, that changes what people are willing to build. And it changes the community too. I remember when communities actually formed around games. You'd recognize usernames. You'd run into the same people. There was a sense of place, like you belong somewhere. Now, most games feel disposable. You hop in, grind, leave, and never think about it again. For older players, that feels disappointing, even heartbreaking. For younger players, it feels normal. And that might be the most dangerous part of all. If aggressive monetization is all you've ever known, you don't question it. You grow up thinking this is just how games work. You don't realize something was lost because you never experienced it. So when people ask, is Roblox too far gone? What they're really asking is whether this direction is permanent. And the honest answer is, it doesn't have to be. Roblox still has talented developers. It still has players who want more than shallow progression systems and pay-to-win advantages. It still has the tools to be a platform where creativity thrives. But potential doesn't matter if it isn't rewarded. Fixing Roblox wouldn't require destroying Robux or banning monetization. It would require Roblox to actively shift what it promotes, to reward games that respect players' time, intelligence, and money, to value long-term engagement over short-term profit. That kind of change would require Roblox to admit something uncomfortable, that the path it's on might be profitable now, but damaging in the long run. And right now, there's no real sign they're willing to make that choice. I still remember why I loved Roblox. The freedom, the creativity, the feeling that anything could exist on this platform. The question is whether Roblox remembers that too, or whether it's already decided that this version is good enough. So tell me honestly, is Roblox too far gone, or can it still be saved?